If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting to buy a home in Brantford, the market just handed you the most leverage you've had in 2 years. 871 homes are sitting on the market right now, and that's a 2-year high. But here's the twist. The local economy is on fire. So the real question isn't should you wait, it's how long is this window actually open for? Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Jordan Franco, Jordan with the Know. I'm with the Benson Crew Real Estate Team in Real Brokerage, Ontario, and today we're breaking down the July 2026 Brantford market update. Here's what we're covering: where prices actually sit right now, why inventory just hit a 2-year high, what mortgage rates mean for your monthly payment, the local economic story nobody's talking about, and what this all means for you over the next 1 to 3 months. So let's get into it. Let's start with the number everyone asks about: price. The median home sale price in Brantford right now sits about $642,500. That's up slightly from May's $637,800, and it's a modest 1.5% increase compared to this time last year. Let's translate that for a second. Prices aren't crashing, they're not spiking either, they are stabilizing. If you've been waiting for some dramatic correction, that's not really what's happening here. What is happening is inventory. We've got 871 active listings right now. That is a 2-year high for this market. Combine that with 325 new listings hitting the market recently, Brantford is sitting at roughly 3.8 to 4 months worth of supply. For context, that officially puts us in a balanced territory, leaning towards the buyer's market. What does that actually mean if you're house hunting? It means choice. It means you're not walking into 10 other offers on the same Tuesday night showing. Here's where it gets interesting. For buyers specifically, homes are taking longer to sell, anywhere from 28 days or for freshly priced competitive listings, up to 50 days for properties that are sitting because they're priced wrong. And because of that longer runway, the list to sale ratio has dropped about 98%. That means homes are selling just under asking price. The blind bidding wars of a couple of years ago is largely over. In fact, almost 19% of active listings have already seen a price reduction. Sellers are adjusting to the new reality in real time. If you're a buyer, this is your cue. You can put in a home inspection, you can negotiate the closing date, you can actually ask for a price reduction if something's been sitting. Try doing that in 2021 and 2022. It didn't work. If you're a seller, this is your cue too. Pricing accurately from day one matters more than ever. Overshoot the market and you'll just be part of the 19% doing a price reduction 2 weeks later. Let's talk money. The Bank of Canada held its policy rate at 2.25% at its June 2026 meeting. That's its 5th consecutive hold, and it's helped stabilize the mortgage market. Right now, the best 5-year fixed rates in Canada range from about 4% for insured mortgages to 4.89% for conventional uninsured deals. So here's the real world math. On that median Brantford home sitting at $642,500 with a 20% down payment, you're looking at roughly $2,850 to $2,950 a month in principal and interest, before taxes and insurance. That's a serious number. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But compare that to the national picture. The national average home price just crossed back above $700,000 for the first time in nearly 2 years. So while Brantford isn't cheap by any historical measure, it remains meaningfully more accessible than the national average. And that's light years more accessible than what you'd pay an hour down the highway in Toronto. Now here's the part that actually explains why Brantford isn't just a cheap real estate market. It's a market with real economic momentum behind it. Brantford's population is growing at roughly 3% a year, driven by immigration and by people leaving the GTA for more affordable options. That's a strong growth rate for a mid-sized Ontario city. And the job numbers back it up. In April 2026 alone, Brant County added 1,200 jobs, dropping the local unemployment rate down to 5.7%. That's actually below both the provincial and national averages right now. The biggest story locally, Ferrero, the makers of Nutella and Ferrero Rocher. It is the city's largest employer, and they've been investing $445 million into their Brantford facility, creating 500 new jobs. This isn't just a rumor or coming soon. They've already opened new production lines, including the world's first Ferrero Rocher chocolate squares line, right here in Brantford. On top of that, new rental apartment construction absolutely skyrocketed in 2025. 537 new units were built compared to the historical average of just 28 units a year. That tells you developers are seeing the same growth story we're talking about today. Let's put Brantford's price tag in context. Brantford's median home price sits at $642,500, and just down the road in Cambridge, we're sitting at $676,000. And in Hamilton, it comes in at a whopping $744,000. That's over $100,000 of savings versus Hamilton for what's often a very comparable commute and lifestyle. Brantford continues to be the value play for Southern Ontario buyers who want space and suburban amenities without the GTA or even the Hamilton price tag. So what happens next? Over the next 1 to 3 months, expect a typical summer slowdown. July and August tend to be quieter. That'll likely keep prices flat and inventory elevated. That's not bad news. If anything, it extends the buyer window a little bit longer. But, and this is the part to watch, as Ferrero's expansion ramps up and more of those 500 jobs come online, and as rates stay stable, we'd expect pent-up demand to build. That could translate into noticeable pickup in sales activity by the fall market. So the negotiation power buyers have right now is real, but it's not permanent. As the local economy keeps adding jobs, that window should start to close. So here's the bottom line. Whether you're a buyer looking to finally get into the market with some real negotiation room, a seller trying to figure out how to price competitively in the market that's shifted, or you're relocating to Brantford and you want to know if this is the right time to make the move, the data all says the same thing. Right now is a window worth paying attention to. If you want to talk through what this actually means for your specific situation, your budget, your timeline, your neighborhood, reach out to me and the Benson Crew team. Links will be in the description, and you can find everything on bensoncrew.ca. Hit subscribe, guys. Follow if you want more of these market updates every month. Drop your questions in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.